Priya, this is a really easy recipe to put together. I suppose all the things we do are easy, aren't they?
Yes, they're achievable.
Exactly. And this one is multi-achievable, which anyone can do this one. And it's a really simple apple cake that just goes together really easily. And the best part about it is that I get you to do the whisking to make it all come together.
You do this to me often.
I do,
this
I do.
poor little bicep gets a real workout. She's bigger than the other one, that's for sure.
Well, it makes you sweat. I mean, it's just very much like mine, isn't it? Now, what I'll do is get you to whisk up those eggs. And the thing I love about eggs is because they bind everything together. And the reason we're putting eggs in this one is because it also makes it light and fluffy. Ooh. Eggs trap the air, and when you fold everything through them, they actually make the dish light and fluffy. So there you go, there's a little tip.
Yeah.
Now, I'll also add some vanilla to these lovely Australian eggs that have been whisked up. Make sure you buy Australian eggs, support Australian farmers. Now, sugar also goes in there. This is brown sugar, delicious. Caramel flavour in that goes as well.
Oh, you're making it harder, Richo. Jeez.
I know.
Whoa.
Well, when you whisk the eggs and the sugar together with the vanilla,
yes,
the sugar dissolves into the eggs and you incorporate air into the eggs so it becomes nice and light and fluffy. What we want is you to keep whisking that till it doubles in size. And while you're sweating it out, I'm just going to take a knife to these apples here and peel them. Now, I always peel my apples with a knife. A lot of people use a vegetable peeler, but for me, I just take the top and the bottom like that, and I go down the side with a knife.
Nice. I use a peeler because it's much easier for me, but it's nice to see you doing it, Richo.
And then what I like to do is just cut it into half like that, cut it into quarters like that. I was going to say half again. And I just take the core out of it and cut it up into small pieces. So I'll cut it up like this, and you keep whisking away until your arms start to drop off. And then I reckon I'll be able to put the whole thing together. It's hard work, that whisking, isn't it?
It is.
Keep going. Priya, that is looking fantastic.
Thank goodness.
Look at the muscles on that.
I know, Mike.
All right, you can stop there.
Yes.
Now we're going. You're probably wondering what this is for. I thought it might be for
flour.
A sword fight or something. We're going to sift the flour. So if you hold that above it,
Richard, you underestimate my kitchen skills. I know that this is a sift for flour.
Ah, okay, all right. It is a sift for flour. So in goes 1 cup of self-raising flour. I'll make sure I get the accurate measurement there. In it goes.
Lovely.
So give that a bit of a tap. And to that, I'll also add some baking powder because I want a little bit of lift as well, about a teaspoon of that, and that'll help it give some fluff. A good tip is to whisk the flour and the baking powder together. It helps to incorporate it, but also we want a really nice, light, fluffy cake as well. I'll fold that, and what I'll do...
job. I like it.
Give me a little bit of lemon zest, and I'll use the spatula, really handy implement to have in a kitchen, but it also allows you to wipe down the sides and incorporate all those lovely goodness ingredients. Easy, how's that?
Yeah, very easy.
No
now,
lumps in there at all?
I guess?
Exactly. Put the lemon zest in there. And I will also grab these lovely apples and pop them in there. A little tip, if you do pre-do the apples, squeeze a bit of lemon juice on them. That'll stop them from oxidising or going brown. And that's all you need to do. Fold that around.
Like it.
Now, I'll just give that to you.
Wonderful.
And you can fold that through while I grab this little tin here. This is Glad Bake, which is my favourite thing in the entire world. Tear off a little piece like that. And then what I do is the old scrunch-a-rooter.
A Richo tip.
And then fold it out, and that means it sits in the bottom and doesn't go anywhere.
Wonderful. I love how big you've chopped the apple, Richo.
Nice and
It seems quite chunky, yes, so we're going to get a nice chunk of apple in here.
Exactly, because it's going to bake in the oven, and it'll bake for about 35 to 40 minutes at 175 degrees Celsius. We want to be able to have a chunk of apple to chew on. In fact, maybe I can call it Richo's Chunky Apple Cake.
A rename, I like it.
Exactly.
I like it.
Now, I've got some flaked almonds. Put some of them on the top there to make it nice and delicious. Some brown sugar to make it even more sweet. The brown sugar will caramelise on top of it, so when you bite into it, it's nice and crunchy.
It'll be pretty glorious, I can imagine.
And my favourite thing, honey.
You could just use perhaps one of them. I know Richo has tuned off the minute I say that. He's putting extra on.
175, 40 minutes or so, 35 to 40 minutes, in it goes. It will be fantastic. Looks great, doesn't it, Priya?
It does. Very glossy. I like it.
like that a lot. Now, I'll just take that out, and that's why I use the baking paper. Makes it really nice. Peel it down a little bit so you can see what's underneath, and then the knife.
I like the slivered almonds on top. It gives it a very nice aesthetic. Look at the chunky apple.
Ah, see?
Boom.
We
Love
talked about the chunky
We did.
apple.
I love it. I really like the way you've cut that, Richo. See, I would be reluctant to do it like that because I thought it wouldn't cook through. But alas.
Ye of little faith, Priya.
Oh, we're talking in olden times. I like it.
I know a little bit about the olden times, Priya.
Do you? Well, you were around, weren't you, Richo?
I was. Now, this is dairy-free ice cream. You can buy them in every supermarket now. Dairy-free ice cream is available and it is delicious. And most people don't know that it tastes just as good as regular ice cream. And most people wouldn't even know that it's dairy-free. Look at that little mint leaf on there to make it look nice and
Looks
pretty.
wonderful.
And then dust some icing sugar over the top like that. See the way I do that?
It looks lovely.
Now, this is a dessert that you can cook for everyone in the house, or if you've got guests over that are dairy-free, you're just trying to tuck into
No,
it.
I am. I'm waiting for permission. I'm going to have this beautiful chunky apple bit at the front.
Now, so the idea is, if you've got someone who can't have dairy, you can still make something, serve it up to everyone, and it's going to be just as delicious. I'll grab some of this cake from the front here.
I
and some of
absolutely
that
love
ice cream.
that fresh apple that's in there. And I think people think dairy-free, less options, but that's proof that, guess what, you can enjoy it, love it.
It's a great option.
It is.